Now consider a more recent parallel, one that's arguably more relevant to Trump's tariffs on China. Because the last time America declared economic war on a rising Asian power, the outcome wasn't what anyone predicted. In the early 1980s, Japan was the China of its era, a manufacturing juggernaut flooding American markets with cheaper, better products: cars, electronics, steel, semiconductors. The language was almost identical to today. Americans accused Japan of unfair practices, currency manipulation, intellectual property theft. "They're eating our lunch," politicians said. "They're laughing at us." One prominent businessman repeated those exact words on television for years. The resentment was visceral, real, and widespread. The US response was tariffs and pressure. Washington imposed import quotas on Japanese cars, forced Tokyo into so-called voluntary export restraints, and engineered the Plaza Accord of 1985, which deliberately drove up the value of the yen to make Japanese exports more expensive. The semiconductor industry became a flashpoint. In 1987, the US imposed 100% tariffs on certain Japanese electronics. But here's where the parallel diverges, and the divergence is instructive. Japan didn't retaliate. It couldn't. Japan was a military ally, dependent on the American security umbrella, hosting tens of thousands of US troops on its soil. Its political leaders calculated that absorbing economic punishment was preferable to confrontation with their protector. Tokyo agreed to restraints, opened some markets, and adjusted its currency. The consequences were profound and largely unintended. The strong yen and the loose monetary policy Japan adopted to offset trade restrictions inflated a massive asset bubble in stocks and real estate. When that bubble burst in 1991, Japan entered what economists call the lost decade, though it's now been 3 lost decades of stagnation. The country that was supposed to overtake America as the world's largest economy never did. The lesson most people draw from this is trade pressure works. America confronted Japan and won. But that reading misses the crucial variable. The US-Japan trade confrontation was manageable because Japan was a security dependent that chose not to retaliate. China is not Japan. China is a nuclear-armed strategic competitor with the world's second-largest military budget, its own sphere of influence, its own technological ambitions, and absolutely no intention of quietly accepting. Like if this was interesting, hit the subscribe for more and turn that notification bell on. Also, our full video on this is now live, link in the description below.